Okay, so here's a kind of a follow-up video to the video that I made on systems of equations and solving them in your calculator. In this video, we're going to take a look at a 3x4 matrix, and this is a three unknown, three equation problem. The general rule is this: if you take the number of variables that you have, you want at least that same number of equations to at least give yourself a chance at a unique solution. There's no guarantee. They could still be an infinite number of solutions, like a line sitting on top of one another, or two planes coming to an intersection, which is a line. And so we're going to take a look at this. And this one's actually going to have some problems. You can solve these by hand, as I mentioned before, but we can also put these in a calculator. To do so, I need to go ahead and I need to write down a matrix for this particular system of equations. Now, I have to be very careful here, because if you notice, there's something missing. And right here in this blank spot, I just need to put a plus 0z. And the reason I put that in there is for my own sanity, and it helps me keep track. So I'm going to send this into a matrix. This matrix is going to be 1, 1, negative 2, 4, 2, 1, 0, 1. Don't leave it out. It's bad. It doesn't like it. And that last row is 5, 3, negative 2, and 6. So now that I have my matrix built, I just put it into my calculator. So bring up my calculator, turn that on, and now I'm going to hit second matrix, that x to the negative 1 button. I'm going to edit it because I need to create the matrix first. So I'm going to go over here to edit, and I'm just going to choose one. Normally, when I'm setting this up, what will happen is I'll set one up for 2x3, one 3x4, the other one 4x5 if necessary. And that way I don't ever have to go back and recreate everything. I just change the entries. So I'm going to choose letter B. So I'm going to choose matrix B, press enter. That will enter the edit mode. Now the size of the matrix, number of rows by number of columns. Number of rows is 3 equations. Number of rows is 4, 3 variables and an augment. That's what that answer column at the end is called, is an augment. Now, as I press enter, it's going to advance to the right, and then it's going to drop down to the second row, first column. And so going across the rows, it's 1, 1, negative 2, 4, 2, 1, 0. I'm going to put the 0 in anyway, even though I know it's already there. 1, 5, 3, negative 2, and 6. And if you notice, none of my columns fit on the screen. So I want to choose very carefully, I have to check my answers so make sure I don't make any mistakes. 4, 1, 6 in that last column, then negative 2, 0, negative 2, and then 1, 1, 3, good. Now to get back to that first column, just pull over to the left until it advances and you'll see these brackets, and then 1, 2, 5. So everything looks good. Once you're finished and you verified it, his second quit. Then we're going to do matrixy things to it, and so we're going to hit second matrix again. We're going to do math. Remember, this is option B, and so this is going to be the reduced row echelon form. You can scroll down until you find B and then hit enter, or you can just say alpha and then the apps key for B, and it'll automatically put that in. Once you're here, I got to call the matrix, so second matrix, and then I choose matrix B. Now this is totally optional, but you close the parentheses, hit math, go to fraction. What this does is if you have a fractional answer, you have decimals in your answer matrix, this will change it to fractions automatically so that you never have to see the decimals. You press enter. And this is our answer matrix. So we're just going to put this down. So we have 1, 0, 2, negative 3, 0, 1, negative 4, and 7, 0, 0, 0, 0. Well, we notice right off that separate than separate from our other one, we were hoping to get ones down the diagonal here, and then zeros everywhere else, but we don't. Notice we get these here. In this case, our z is known as our free variable. And so z can kind of float and be whatever it wants to be. The others are actually dependent on the value of z. I'm not going to write it down as far as what it would look like if you're being very formal about it, because this is meant for more of a beginning algebra class at a college. And so we need to interpret this matrix. Well, if we look at the very bottom, any issues you're going to ever have with a matrix being either infinitely many solutions or no solutions, you take a look at the bottom row. The calculator always puts the problem areas there. And so if we do that, we notice that we have 0x plus 0y plus 0z is equal to 0. Well, 0 times x is 0, so 0 plus 0 plus 0 is equal to 0. And when does that happen? Always. And since that happens always, this has infinitely many solutions. Infinitely many solutions. Now, geometrically, I got to be honest with you, my geometry is awful. I mean, it's terrible. Geometrically, what I'm sensing here is I'm sensing two planes coming together. So, for instance, you have a couple pieces of paper, and in 3 space and rotated, you know, because hey, you can make it up as you go. But I'm sensing something that looks maybe like this: two planes coming in together, and when they meet, they form a line. And so that line is where you're getting your infinitely many solutions. What you were hoping for is a third plane would come in through here and maybe cut it. So when it came in and cut it, all 3 planes would meet at one particular point. Well, that doesn't happen, unfortunately. So we have infinitely many solutions. That's what I'm sensing is happening here. The other option geometrically that could be happening is that you have 2 planes and literally one is the other one. That's another possibility. So that's how this works, and that's how all the 3x4 matrices work. It's just plug it into the calculator and hit go, and the calculator will do it for you. That all being said, I am not a huge proponent of just blindly throwing stuff into the calculator. I liken that to grabbing a shovel and digging in the wrong spot. The shovel didn't help you except for helping make the mistake faster. And so be very careful with this. Do it a couple times. Verify everything, because it will give you an answer whether you like it or not. All right? I hope this helped you.